Hello.
Good
Hey,
morning.
Shar.
Hi. James, I wasn't expecting you. Welcome.
Hello. Yeah, I was
Surprise,
at SKO all
surprise.
last week.
What
Um, I was at SKO all last week, so I really didn't. Yeah, I thought we'd have Vivi take this one.
cool. Well, we have about 58 participants. I know a couple of people said that they wanted to receive the recording. So
Yeah.
we'll see how many actually show up.
Well, I'm going to be silent in the background, and this is Vivi's rodeo. So it's her show. Um, but as I say, Vivi needs me. I'm here, but I will have to jump off 30 minutes in as I have a client call. But yeah.
Cool. Sounds good. All right, well, we have the attendees joining, so I'll go ahead and mute for a few minutes.
Oh, we'll give them a few minutes.
For those of you that are just joining, we're gonna give it a few minutes. Probably we'll start at 5 after. And then we'll go ahead and begin the presentation. Okay, so we'll give it about 3 more minutes and then we'll go ahead and get started. All righty, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. This is the first session of the Sugar Market Academy webinar series. We will be covering use cases, new features, and sugar market exam study material. Also, if you do have webinar ideas, don't hesitate to reach out to us via email as well. Sorry, my voice is a little scratchy. And then also from time to time, the sugar market implementation team may reach out to customers to help us demonstrate some of the use cases in sugar market. With that said, I will go ahead and go into the agenda. So we'll start with introductions. We'll review the purpose of having a welcome onboard nurture, review what assets are needed to set this nurture, and then takeaways and resources. I'm Shara Rouse. I am the Implementation and Education Manager here at Sugar, for Sugar U. I'll go ahead and let Viri introduce herself.
Thanks, Shara. Hi, everyone. My name is Viri Medell, and I am a sugar market consultant here at Sugar CRM. And I will be working with you guys today to go over welcome nurtures and onboarding nurtures and how easy it is to set them up. It is a great and useful tool, so I am quite excited. Shara, I think I'm going to go ahead and take the screen share if you don't mind.
Okay, awesome. No problem. Before we get started, I'd just like to say if you have questions, we welcome your questions. Definitely don't hesitate. You can type those into the chat and then I will fill those and I will reach out to our I'll let our subject matter experts know that we do have them. Sorry.
No, you are good. And just to confirm, everybody can see my screen. Shara, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so as obviously as we know, we need to know when we can use these nurtures, right? Welcome nurtures and all that good stuff. So the purpose of our welcome or onboarding nurture is, you don't want a new lead or contact to wait for communication from you. Obviously, we don't want them to just kind of sit there and wonder when you're going to reach out. Setting up a sugar market nurture can help you avoid that communication gap between your business and new lead or contact. And we can actually even do it for internal, on welcome onboarding. So that's pretty good. With these, it doesn't have to be anything complicated whatsoever. You can have a 2 to 4 email nurture to provide them the right information at the right time. As you can see there from my little screenshot, I set a minimum of 2 emails, and we'll go over, what exactly I created, but it can be super simple, almost a leave it, create it and forget it. Obviously, if you want to go back and edit, you can definitely do so, but it's very simple. Some use cases that you can have this for, new lead promotional campaign. Make sure that they are aware of what your business is about. You can add a couple pauses, you can add a couple buttons so that they can learn more in your emails. And based on that, you can have them go different places and different routes within your nurture. You can also have new customer welcome nurture campaigns, providing them a, hey, welcome to the team. Here's a couple bits of information. You can give them a pause like I have here, and then give them additional resources. And this can be something along the lines of just a simple 2 to 4 step nurture, or you can actually add another pause for about, let's say, 3 months and send them out a survey. So that way you can keep getting feedback from your customers. As I mentioned, you can also do this for internal, internal team members. So you can do a new hire onboarding nurture for them, giving them the resources that they need as they join your team. So, excuse me. So you can have those available as well. Okay. What is needed? So it all sounds great, but what exactly do you need to create your nurtures, right? So you do need a couple things. The first thing and the most important thing is a dynamic list. Now, with dynamic list, it's going to allow the new leads or contacts to be entered into your nurture based on a criteria that you set. These can be set for triggering your nurture, and anyone that meets that criteria, it's going to be added automatically to your nurture. Then obviously we need to set up our nurture, so our workflow. Again, I have my nice little handy screenshot here where it shows you, hey, I'm going to send them through, one email, pause, send them another email. So you do need to set that up, as well as, designing, creating the emails for your nurtures. So going into it a little bit more, the dynamic list, very simple to use. I'm pretty sure that everybody here has seen one, created one, but you do need to set up a dynamic list, and that's going to allow your new leads or contacts to be added to it. As you know, you can set up a dynamic list so that it automatically captures these people based on that criteria. But when you're setting up a dynamic list, you need to make sure that you include 2 columns in addition to anything else that you want to see on there. The 2 important ones are going to be your contacts.contact ID and contacts.email. This essentially lets the system know that it needs to be on the lookout for new leads or contacts, or whichever one you're setting up, and it's going to add them automatically into your list. Now, as for your filters, you want to make sure that you are setting up the following, and at least for this example, we want to define that we only want new leads. So in this case, we're saying contacts, the CRM type has to be lead, as you can see here in my example, and that the contacts created date is greater than or equal to today. Now, this is going to add any lead or contact that is created today to be added to that nurture. So the system, again, will automatically know and will be smart enough to add them in there. Okay. So after setting up our dynamic list, we want to make sure to set up our nurture. So when you're creating your nurture, you definitely need to determine how many emails you want the recipient to receive. In this example, again, I'm just sending sending 2 emails with a 3-day pause in between. But as I mentioned, you can set it up for those 2 emails and wait 6 months, 3 to 6 months, and then send them out a survey. How are you doing? And all of this can be achieved within Sugar Market. So once you determine, hey, this is the workflow that I want them to go through, you go in there, you add your elements onto your nurture, you configure your elements, make sure that they say the right information, and we'll go over what these look like and how you set them up. And once you have that all done, then you're going to be able to add that dynamic list as the trigger to your nurture. Okay. So this is the most important part. When you're adding your the recipient list to your nurture, you definitely want to make sure that you are setting up this little guy over here, this little clock element. You want to make sure that it is updating, auto refreshing hourly. Without this, it's only going to take the people that are in there currently, and that's it. Not, anyone new is not going to go through it unless you have this. So this is very important. Don't overlook it. It hides in there, but make sure to turn that on, and it will allow you to have those other recipients be added into your nurture. So moving forward, I want to show you what this actually looks like in our Sugar Market instance. So give me just one moment. I'll go ahead and show you. So obviously you guys are very familiar with our Sugar Market instance. This is what it looks like. Now, to get to your dynamic list, as a quick reminder, they're actually created as reports. So to access them, you would go over to your menu and you would go to Analytics and then Custom Reports. Now, from here, I do have my list for this particular nurture. I put it as new signups. When you click on it, if it's already added into a nurture, it's going to give you a nice little notification that this report is in use. Okay, so it's going to tell you where it's actually being used. Don't be afraid, it's totally fine. So from here, I created my report. Again, I made sure to add those 2 columns, the contacts.email and contacts.contact ID. Those are absolutely necessary in order to make this a dynamic list, so that's constantly checking. And then I also added additional columns of the information that I wanted to see here. So first name, last name, their created date, and their CRM type. So, excuse me. Once I set that up, I went over to my filters, and that's where I added what I needed for my entire database. What information did I want to get? So for this particular case, I wanted my leads. So that's why I put in CRM type equals leads, and their created date is greater than or equal to today. Now, again, this is going to automatically be running. So once I set it, I can just leave it do its thing. But if you go over to run reports and run preview, you're actually going to be able to see the people that were created today. So obviously Paul Rudd and Hugh Jackman are part of Sugar Market. They've joined Sugar Market and are our leads that will be getting our emails. So once you've created this, then we move over to our nurtures. Now going over to our nurtures over here, I already have my Welcome to Sugar Market nurture created. As you can see, this is from our screenshot. I have my workflow here. When I am setting it up, I have decided that I want to send out 2 emails with, again, a pause in between. As I was creating my emails, I put in what it is. If I wanted to edit this, I go in here. Very simple email, nothing crazy, just, hey, using a merge tag to make sure that it's a little bit more personal. Welcome. Here's my information. Look forward to working with you. Once that's complete, again, I made sure to add a pause, a 3-day, just to get them, hey, I send you some information. I will reach out to you soon. And then the next one, which has the resources that they can use. So for instance, in here, I have, if we're welcoming someone into our Sugar Market team, obviously we have access to our portal, support information, and any other documentation. So once you set up your nurture, which is great, you can then go to your recipient step. And this is where that is very needed, where you add your report. So again, a dynamic list is a report. You can go ahead and drag that over, but always make sure to set your auto refresh settings so that those new people, those new leads or contacts can be added into this nurture without any issues. Okay. Very simple. Like I said, this can be as simple as a 2 to 4 email nurture. You can have it be a little bit longer where you can send them an email with a survey 3 months from now. You can have them be added to a distribution list if you need to. It's really up to you. You can make it your own, but it's very simple. Okay.
Yeah, an example from me would be is when you send out a welcome email to a new lead on them that comes into the database. A day later, you could also send out a second email to them, and then you can say, let's wait 5 days and send out maybe a survey or an NPS or whatever it may be at that point. And you can say from there, you can wait another 21 days. So they're now 1 month in, and you can then say, well, let's send another message 1 month in. And they're going through this kind of welcome phase. You're warming them up, that lead in the database, constantly reaching out to them. But what you can also do is through your recipients in your nurture is maybe you don't want them to receive this welcome email anymore because they've moved up a level, they've gone into a different bucket, a different phase. And what you can do then is use the exclusion side and say, okay, they were added to our welcome nurture, but now actually they were going to a different nurture campaign. So we can say, exclude them from this nurture, this welcome, if they're already in another nurture campaign, because we don't want them to receive emails from 2 nurtures, because actually they're on a different path now. They're on a path moving forward at a different level, a different welcome email, different campaign they're running through.
Yeah. Thank you, James. Yeah, that's another good use case that you can have here. The possibilities are pretty much endless when you're using your nurtures. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and switch back over to a couple little takeaways and resources that you guys can use. So obviously, we want to make sure, Sugar usually says this, let the platform do the work. We want to make sure that you can automate your welcome or onboarding process with Sugar Market and get that communication that you need to the correct people when they need it. And you can create, as James mentioned, you can create different types of nurtures or reports, segment them out to different types of new leads, contacts, by adding that criteria to your reports. Again, it doesn't just have to be new leads that were created today. You can narrow it down even more if you want to. So again, possibilities are endless in there. And then we do have some resources. So if you have any questions or need help creating any of this or would like to work with someone, obviously ask your Sugar Market consultant for help. We are here for you and to help you and make sure that you understand everything and feel comfortable with the platform. And then we also have additional Sugar CRM resources. We have our support site and our knowledge base. It has tons of product guides, articles, and just documentation in general. Obviously, I'm pretty sure that a lot of you have been to Sugar Club. That's how you probably learned about this webinar. So please make sure to go check it out. It is a fantastic resource that we have. And then we also have Sugar U that, has access to paid and free resources, webinars, training videos, and I know that we continue to add more. So those are available to you all. Shara? I think that was pretty much it for me.
Alrighty, well, I'm checking the chat. I don't see any questions, but at this time, if you do have questions, definitely don't hesitate to type your questions in the chat. Okay, looks like Ed raised his hand. Okay. You're off mute, Ed, if you want to go ahead and speak.
Yeah. I think the chat's disabled. I had a question. It's not tangentially related, I guess, but in the custom report, the plus today, those kind of like dynamic inputs you can put in custom reports. Is there anywhere that there's like a full list of those? Because I've become aware of them and they are super helpful, but I don't know of any like comprehensive set of them. It would be nice to get that. I know last week is one and last month is one, but if there's a bunch of other ones anywhere, I would appreciate if you could point me towards it, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Viri, can you show in the report? Because I think if you select if
Yes.
you select a date field, it always gives you those options through the merge tags.
Is that right?
Hold on, let me,
Yeah.
sorry, I have to remove it because if not, it fuzzes at me. So give me 2 seconds. See, now that I've
Oh,
removed it, that red bar goes away. So if you go to your filter,
yeah.
so
And if
from
you add a
here,
date field, you always get this label.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm the dumb one. Okay.
no, it's perfect.
Hey, you don't know what you don't know. It's,
Yeah. Wherever you
There
see
you go.
this little merge tag icon, that is obviously like these are the most commonly used. So in your reports, obviously you will have these available for you. So if we were to change it, it's going to say this year's end. And then when you are actually in your nurtures, and I'll just kind of flip back, sorry guys, and I'll show you. I'm going to go pretend we're editing this email. When you are here, see it's again, it's right here. So our merge tags, if you go over to your merge tags modal, you can actually grab them from the account level, contact level, events, and all that. So, and once you click on it, it's actually going to give you that merge tag.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course, no problem.
All righty. Are there any more questions? Yes, no, maybe so.
Everyone's so excited to start building this welcome campaign.
I know.
All righty. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll end this session. I will be adding all of the sessions to Sugar U. And I would just suggest that that you do continue to join these live, even though they will be posted in Sugar U, because we do welcome your questions and the live interaction as well. So I think that's all I have. Don't hesitate to reach out later if you do have. Oh wait, we do have a question. So this comes from Carlos. I can. Let's see. Oh goodness, where did it go? So the question is, does Sugar Market have trial instances and who can I order them from?
We don't generally have trial instances for Sugar Market, but I would either speak to your channel manager or your account manager or CSM and discuss the options you have for using Sugar Market and getting access to a Sugar Market account.
Okay. All righty. Thanks, James. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and conclude this session and we will see you back next month, which is the first Wednesday. We will be doing these every first Wednesday of the month. Take care,
I
everyone.
can't remember what the topic is for next month, but yeah, sure we'll find out. We have a topic already.
Take care. Bye.
Take care.
Thank you guys. Bye.